This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow. Your happiness will be connect to flow.
This is the Barbados Today Afternoon Update for Thursday, November 18. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Telecommunications analyst Hallam Hope is not at all surprised by moves of international player Liberty Global to acquire cable and wireless communications. He tells Barbados Today such a move is expected in the sector as companies need to merge in order to acquire growth and expand their markets. But he says his prime concern with the multi-billion-dollar acquisition is whether it will bring about improved service quality to customers.
It's the quality of service, and I think that this is really where emphasis needs to be placed to ensure, for example, that people do not have to wait long when they have broadband issues or any telecommunication issues, glitches, services down. People need to be ensured that they get the quality of service and that the service is restored as quickly as possible. Yeah. Another area is the amount of broadband that you're actually paying for. Things like buffering. You know, if you're watching, say, a movie, if you're on YouTube. You know, if there are glitches in terms of the broadband service, you know, if they're buffering, things like that. These are very, 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 very critical. And I think that somewhere we have to find a way to ensure that the quality of service issues that the company continues or responds to customer service hiccups, right? Very, very quickly.
Hope also wants to know what impact, if any, the acquisition will have on promises following the C&W and Flow merger to have Barbados move to a 100% fiber optics service.
They had said before that this would be just about the brink of being achieved. It's a huge, major, it will be a huge, major success. Barbados will be the first country in the world to have 100% access to fiber, okay? And this was planned to be done by the end of December, yeah? So that is one little query. Will the new acquisition have any impact whatsoever on this big achievement for Barbados becoming a first globally?
2 men are currently being questioned by police in connection with the discovery of a firearm. The Glock was found while police conducted an operation in the Nelson Street, St. Michael area yesterday. A quantity of illegal drugs was also discovered. Investigations continue into the find. Meantime, a drug eradication exercise led to the discovery of 439 cannabis plants, which was under cultivation in Fisherpond, St. Thomas. Some of the plants found in cane fields were as high as 9 feet. No one has been arrested so far. Barbadian Scott littering could soon be forced to pay heftier fines. That's according to Culture Minister Stephen Lashley, who says government is considering a new legislation to increase the penalties for littering. Speaking in Parliament during debate on the National Conservation Commission validation of fees bill yesterday, Lashley cited littering as a major concern in the country, saying that it had to be curtailed through legislation if necessary.
I have observed, Mr. Speaker, that there has been the continuous act of littering, particularly on our highways. And I know that we are looking at legislation to bring to certainly under control the wanton littering of our highways, certainly our places of recreation. But I think we as a country, we should not only respond to the need to make sure that we do not litter only by means of legislative sanction. And I would like to use this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to appeal particularly to our drivers, persons who would be seen from time to time, particularly with young children in their cars, throwing various types of litter on our highways and our byways of Barbados. And I believe that these are issues that we have to speak to in a common voice.
To developments from the sporting world, appeals by embattled FIFA President Sepp Blatter and UEFA Chief Michel Platini against their 90-day bans have been rejected. The World Football Governing Bodies Committee today rejected the appeals in full as it continues investigations into claims against the two. Blatter and Platini were suspended back in October. Both denied any wrongdoing and they could appeal to a court of arbitration for sport.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, Trinidad and Tobago's National Security Minister Edmund Dillon says his office continues to liaise with the United States in response to possible acts of terrorism by members of the Islamic State. Dillon, who already acknowledged that nationals are fighting alongside the ISIS terrorist group, revealed that authorities were also beefing up immigration controls and deepening surveillance measures in light of the Paris attacks. More in this TV6 News report.
The minister was able to furnish the Senate with a list of measures the government has adopted to deal with ISIS, having recognized the global terrorist threat posed by the jihadist fighters. This includes strengthening immigration controls and security management at all airports and seaports, reinforcing maritime aerial and surveillance patrols, and tightening customs inspection.
We have continued to liaise with our international partners with respect to intelligence and information, especially in relation to our Trinidadian citizens who are participating in the ISIS phenomenon. We also continue to relate to regional institutions such as the Joint Regional Communications Center and the Regional Intelligence Fusion Center to provide the necessary intelligence that will allow us to be proactive in dealing with this phenomenon.
The minister indicated that the government is still awaiting confirmation from its intelligence partners on the number of Trinidadian nationals involved in ISIS.
Meantime, 2 people have died as the hunt for the mastermind behind the Paris attacks continue. According to reports from the BBC, a woman blew herself up and a suspect was shot dead during a police raid on a flat in a Paris suburb, while 7 arrests were made. Police targeted the flat in St. Denis in the search for the alleged mastermind of Friday's gun and bomb attacks in Paris, where 129 people were killed. And finally, hysterical and offensive. That's how President Barack Obama has described the actions of 24 governors refusing to resettle Syrian refugees. In condemning the move, the president said some Republican rhetoric on the issue was a potent recruitment tool for Islamic State militants. The governors, mostly Republicans, have pressed for the bans in their states since it emerged that one of the Paris attackers may have entered Europe with migrants. A bill has been introduced to Congress that would restrict Syrian arrivals to the country. And that's news and sports. There's more on our website at www.barbadostv.tv. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.